My child, have you ever truly stopped to wonder why people are so naturally drawn to you? Why your presence alone seems to shift the very air in a room, so that others turn toward you for hope, for guidance, for strength they cannot explain. You carry something you may not yet fully understand, but let me settle it for you tonight. There is a divine reason behind it. I myself have entrusted you with a sacred authority, one I shaped for you, and placed in you before you ever drew a breath. You are a light in the darkness for the ones around you, a steadiness that holds when everything else feels like it is coming apart. And this is not coincidence. It is your calling. I chose you for a purpose marked by grace beyond what you have let yourself believe. Today, as you take in these words, you are going to begin to understand just how real this purpose is, and how much I have placed inside you to carry it. In my word it is written, you are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Matthew 5:14. Hear how directly that speaks over your life. You were never meant to hide. You were meant to shine, to lift, to remind people of something higher when they have forgotten it. But let me ask you honestly, have you fully embraced this, or do you still quietly doubt the very thing I placed in you? Because the doubt has cost you more than you know, and tonight I want to end its reign over your gift. For years it has whispered that you were imagining the difference in you, that you were making too much of it, that you should stay small and unremarkable like it wanted you to be. But I did not set you apart so that a lie could talk you back into hiding. I set you apart so that you could finally step into the fullness of what I have carried you toward your entire life. Let me be clear about the nature of what you carry, because you have been measuring it by the wrong standard. The authority I placed in you is not of this world. It is not the authority of position or money, or the loud confidence that people build to cover their fear. It is a spiritual authority, a mantle I set upon you, and it does not need to be forced or announced. You do not have to earn it or prove it. It was woven into the core of who you are from the moment I formed you. That is why others are drawn to you, even when they cannot say why. They feel a peace in your presence, a quiet strength, an anchor in a world that rarely holds still. That is not your personality performing. That is what I placed in you, coming through you. Think about the ones who gravitate toward you in their hardest moments. When someone is falling apart, they do not run to the loudest voice in the room. They run to the steadiest one, and somehow, again and again, that steadiest one has been you. Even in seasons when you felt anything but steady on the inside, you have wondered how that could be, how you could feel so unsure and still be the anchor others reach for. Let me explain it to you. The steadiness they feel is not coming from your circumstances or your confidence. It is coming from me resting on you, reaching them through you, even when your own heart is trembling. That is the nature of a mantle. It does not depend on how you feel that day. It depends on who placed it there. So stop disqualifying yourself on the days you feel weak. I have used you powerfully on your weakest days, precisely because on those days you were leaning on me and not on yourself. And understand what a rare thing it is in this world to be a place of safety for another soul. Most people are so consumed by their own storms that they have nothing left to give the storms of others. But you have a capacity to hold space for a hurting person, to let them be unfinished in your presence without rushing to fix or flee. That capacity is not weakness or oversensitivity. It is one of the clearest fingerprints of the authority I placed in you, because true spiritual authority always looks like the ability to carry others, not the ability to command them. Type, I carry a real authority. One of the ways this authority moves through you is in your gifts. Some of you sense things before they happen, or carry a discernment that reads a room others walk through blind. Some of you bring comfort simply by being present, a healing in your words and your steadiness that restores the weary. These are not merely talents you developed. They are extensions of what I am doing through you. Every time you speak a true word, every time you offer compassion, every time you steady someone who was about to fall, you are exercising the very thing I chose you to carry. In my word it is written, you did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you so that you might go and bear fruit. Fruit that will last, John 15:16. You were handpicked, my child, not to sit at the edge of your own life as a spectator, but to carry a light that changes what it touches. Hear the order of that promise, because it dismantles the doubt at its root. You did not choose me first. I chose you. That means your calling was never something you earned by being good enough. And it is not something you can lose by being weak enough. It rests on my choice, not your performance. So every time the accusing voice tells you that you disqualified yourself, that you failed too many times, that you are too flawed to carry something holy, answer it with this: I did not choose myself, he chose me. And what he chose knowing everything, the failures and the fears included, and he chose me anyway. That is a foundation nothing can shake, because it was never resting on you to begin with. Type, I was chosen on purpose. And notice the purpose I attached to the choosing. I appointed you to bear fruit that lasts, not fruit that impresses for a moment and withers, but fruit with roots, the kind that outlives the season it grew in. The words you speak that change someone are that fruit. The steadiness you offer that keeps someone from giving up is that fruit. The prayers you pray that move things you will never see is that fruit. You have been so focused on what you have not yet accomplished that you have missed the harvest already growing behind you. In the lives quietly altered by the light you carry, turn around sometime and look at it. It is more than you think. And notice something you have felt but perhaps never named. Darkness does not sit comfortably near you. Have you noticed how heaviness seems to loosen when you walk in? How a certain kind of tension cannot hold its ground in your presence? That is not pride. It is recognition. What is dark recognizes the light I placed in you, and it cannot settle where that light burns. But hear me carefully, because I do not want you to twist this into a sense of being untouchable or better than the souls around you. You are not invulnerable, and you are not above anyone. You will still walk through storms. You will still feel the weight of hard seasons. The authority I gave you is not a wall that keeps all trouble out. It is a strength that holds you steady in the middle of trouble, and a light that keeps burning even when the wind rises against it. There is a confidence that comes with this, but it is not the boastful kind. It is a quiet assurance that does not need to prove itself, because it knows its source. When you speak from that place, your words carry weight. When you pray, heaven leans in. This is the trust I have placed in you, and it is real. But real authority is never given for its own sake. It is not meant for you to gain over others, or to manipulate, or to feel superior. It was given so that you could point people back to me. It is a tool for healing, for leading, for lifting, and that means it calls for reverence in the way you carry it. Before I take you deeper into how to steward this, let me ask something small of you, because I do not want this to be the only time my voice reaches you. In the next message I am preparing, I am going to show you how to tell the difference between the doors I open for you and the doors your own striving forces. So you stop pouring your strength into rooms I never called you to enter. If you want that word when it comes, stay close to this voice and follow along, so nothing prepared for your calling slips past you unheard. To let this authority move freely through you, you have to let go of ego and come into agreement with my will. It is when you stop trying to be impressive and simply make yourself available that my power flows through you unobstructed. In my word it is written, for our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world. Ephesians 6:12. Your authority reaches into places the eye cannot see. When you come into alignment with what I am doing, you become more than a person of influence. You become a vessel through which I move, not by your own strength, but by what I placed in you. That is when the real change happens. Not through human effort, but through the light you carry. Type. I stop performing for approval. Let me settle something about the weariness you have felt in this. Being a source of light is not always easy, and there will be seasons when your light feels dim, when you are tired in your bones, overwhelmed, close to burned out. But hear this, even the sun is sometimes hidden behind clouds, and its being hidden does not make it any less the sun. When your light feels covered over, it has not gone out. It is still there, still holy, still needed. The clouds are temporary, the light is not. And in the seasons the clouds roll in, you do not have to manufacture brightness. You only have to stay close to the source that lit you in the first place. And let me tend the flame while you rest. Hear this. especially if you are weary tonight, because the enemy loves to attack a light bearer at the point of exhaustion. When you are tired, the lie sounds most believable. In your weariness, he whispers that your light has gone out, that you have nothing left to give, that maybe you were never as chosen as you hoped. Do not make covenant with that voice on your tired days. Exhaustion is not evidence that your calling was false. It is evidence that you have been pouring out, and even the most faithful vessel needs to be filled again. Elijah called down fire from heaven, and then, within a day, sat under a tree and asked to die. I did not rebuke him for his collapse. I fed him. I let him sleep, and then I gently told him to rise because the journey ahead was still his to walk. If you are under your own tree tonight, let this be my hand on your shoulder. Eat rest, be still, and when you have been filled again, rise. The light did not leave you. It was only waiting for you to stop running long enough to feel it still burning, and do not measure your light by how it feels. Feelings rise and fall with sleep and circumstance and the weather of the heart. The light I placed in you does not run on your feelings. On the days you feel radiant, it is there. On the days you feel like an empty shell, it is still there, unchanged, because it was never generated by you in the first place. A candle does not stop being fire when the one holding it grows tired of holding it. Rest your grip. I am not going to let the flame go out. I have never once let it go out. Not in your darkest season, not in the years you were sure you had nothing left. It is still burning. Look again. Reflect for a moment on the times people came to you with their burdens, seeking your steadiness, your comfort, your presence, and you felt the weight of it without understanding why. You may have thought something was wrong with you, that you were too sensitive, too affected, but now you can see it for what it was. People were drawn to the light I placed in you, and here is what you must not miss. That light is not only for them, it is meant to feed your own spirit too. The warmth you carry is also for you. As you tend it through prayer, through time in my presence, through worship and stillness, it grows brighter, and it strengthens the very one carrying it. In my word it is written through the prophet, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." Isaiah 60:1. That is not only a word about what you give, it is a word about what I renew in you. Let me pause here, because these very words reached you tonight on the faithfulness of others. This message did not sell itself to you. It was carried to you by people who once sat exactly where you are sitting, unsure whether the light in them was real, and who chose to help this word reach the next weary heart. Behind every word here is prayer, preparation, and the quiet partnership of people who received something true and chose to carry it forward. If your spirit is moved to help carry this same light to the next chosen one who has been doubting the authority I placed in them, you are welcome to sow a seed into this work through the link in the description below, or by scanning the code on your screen. There is no amount asked and no condition attached. If tonight is not your season to give, then receive this freely, because it was always meant to be yours. Give what your spirit confirms. Now let me speak to what it means to steward this well, because much of the burden you have carried came from not understanding this. When you walk into a room and feel the atmosphere change, when you see hope rekindle in someone who had lost it, understand that this is not you performing well. It is my light in you reaching for the ones I want to touch. And I placed you in the specific lives you are in, not by accident, but on purpose. To bring light and guidance to people I had you in mind for. Just as the sun rises each day to do what it was made to do, you are called to keep bringing what I put in you to the people around you, especially when the world grows chaotic and they are searching for something steady to look toward. And do not measure the worth of your light by how visibly it lands. The sun does not witness every seed it warms into life, every root it strengthens underground, every bloom it eventually calls up out of the dark soil. It simply shines faithfully, and the growing happens whether or not the sun ever sees it. So it is with you. You will rarely see the full effect of the light you carry. A word you spoke and forgot may still be echoing in someone years from now. A moment of kindness you thought was small may have been the thing that kept a person from giving up entirely. You are not required to see the harvest in order to be faithful with the shining. Leave the harvest to me. Your part is simply to keep bringing the light, trusting that in ways you may never witness, it is doing exactly what I sent it to do. This is why you cannot let the silence of a season convince you that nothing is happening. There were times you poured yourself out and heard nothing back. No thank you, no visible change, no confirmation that any of it mattered. And the enemy used that silence to whisper that your light was pointless. But silence is not the same as absence. Beneath the surface, in the hidden soil of other lives, seeds you planted were taking root where no eye could see. Faithfulness is not measured by the applause it receives. It is measured by the obedience of the one who keeps shining when no one claps. And I have seen every unwitnessed moment. Not one of them was wasted in my accounting. But stewardship also means setting boundaries, and I want to free you from the false guilt you have carried about this. Your light is a gift meant to lift and guide, not to be drained dry by those who will not honor it. To carry compassion does not mean you must accept harmful treatment or let yourself be used. Boundaries are not the opposite of love. They are how you protect the very thing I gave you to give. My own son demonstrated this. He withdrew from hostile crowds and went to quiet places to renew his spirit. In my word it is written that he told his disciples, when a place would not receive them, to shake the dust off their feet and move on. Matthew 10:14 records it. That was not coldness. It was the wisdom of knowing when to stay and when to go, so that his peace and his mission were protected. If my son guarded his energy this way, you are allowed to as well. Let me free you from the lie that has made your boundaries feel like betrayals. You have believed that to love someone means to be endlessly available to them, that any limit you set is a failure of compassion. But that is not love. That is self-erasure dressed up as virtue. Real love has edges, because a person with no edges has nothing left to give. Even I, who am love itself, do not force my presence where it is not welcomed. I honor the boundaries of the human heart. So when you say no to what drains you, when you step back from what wounds you, when you close a door I have shown you needs closing, you are not becoming less loving. You are protecting the well so that there is still water in it for the ones I truly send you to serve. A drained vessel cannot pour. A guarded flame can light 1,000 others. Guard the flame, and understand that not everyone in your life was assigned to your life. Some came only for a season, and some attached themselves to the version of you that had no limits, feeding on your availability while giving nothing back. When you begin to honor what I placed in you, some of those attachments will loosen and fall away, and it will feel like loss. But hear me. I am not taking those people from you to punish you. I am making room. A field cannot grow what I planted while it is choked with what I did not. Let the falling away happen without clutching at it. What is truly meant to walk with you will not be threatened by your wholeness. It will be strengthened by a type. I protect the light I carry. There is a kind of person who is comfortable only when you have no boundaries. When you are endlessly available, always rescuing, always explaining, always saying yes. And the moment you begin to honor your time and protect your peace, their view of you changes. They may call it pride, but you asked me for self-respect, and now you no longer volunteer for disrespect. You ask me for discernment, and now you see what you used to excuse. That is not you becoming cold. That is answered prayer, and you are allowed to walk in it. Now let me prepare you for something because you have felt it and been confused by it. Your light will draw two responses. Some will be inspired by it, drawn toward you, strengthened by what you carry. These are the ones I send to walk with you, your true companions, and you must learn to let them in. But there will also be those who feel unsettled by your light, who look at it not with warmth but with envy, and who try to dim it. Do not take this personally, and do not let it make you bitter. This resistance is not proof that something is wrong with you. Very often, it is the opposite. Your light exposes what has been sitting unaddressed in someone else. And instead of letting it draw them upward, they try to pull you down to where they are comfortable. In my word, it is written, if the world hates you, keep in mind that it hated me first. John 15:18. My own son faced this, so walk through it the way he did, with compassion rather than resentment, understanding that their reaction says more about their unhealed places than about your worth. Understand what your light actually does to a person who is not ready for it. It functions like a mirror. When someone stands in the presence of a life that is walking in its calling, it quietly reflects back to them the calling they have been avoiding, the gift they buried, the change they keep postponing. A mirror does not insult anyone, it simply shows what is there. But not everyone is ready to see what is there, and when they cannot bear the reflection, they blame the mirror. That is what envy really is. It is pain that has not been faced, turned outward toward the person who accidentally revealed it. So when someone resents you for no reason you can name, consider that you may have simply reminded them of something they are not ready to look at. That is not yours to fix, and it is not yours to carry. Set it down, and do not let their discomfort talk you into shrinking. This is the subtle trap. You feel someone tense at your brightness, and your first instinct is to make yourself smaller so they can feel comfortable again. But every time you dim your light to soothe someone's unfaced envy, you betray the very assignment I gave you. Their comfort is not worth your calling. You were not lit to be manageable. You were lit to give light. If your brightness disturbs the darkness in someone, that is not a malfunction. That is the light doing exactly what light does. Keep shining, and let the discomfort do its own quiet work in them. Sometimes the very reflection that angered a person at first becomes, months later, the thing that finally calls them upward. You may never see it. Shine anyway, type. Their envy is not my verdict. Before I take you further, stay close to this voice on purpose. Not for entertainment, but for the moments you need to be reminded who you are and whose you are. Follow along and turn on the reminder, so that when I speak the next word directly over the authority you carry, it reaches you at the hour you need it, and not a day too late. And here is a promise to anchor you when the opposition comes and you grow weary of it. In my word it is written, no weapon forged against you will prevail, and you will refute every tongue that accuses you. Isaiah 54:17. Notice what that does and does not say. It does not say no weapon will be formed. Weapons will be formed, tongues will accuse, but they will not prevail because your foundation is not in your own strength. It is in me. When you are grounded in that truth, external challenges may rise, but they cannot shake the ground you stand on, because that ground is not your ability to withstand. It is my faithfulness to hold you. So do not fear the opposition. Learn to see it rightly. Each time envy or criticism or doubt comes against you, it is a chance to be refined, to grow stronger, to lean deeper into what I gave you rather than shrinking from it. Think of David, who faced years of opposition on the way to the throne I promised him, and Moses, who overcame resistance again and again while leading my people toward freedom. It was in walking through the challenges, not in avoiding them, that they were shaped for what I called them to. The same is true for you. Every trial that does not break you is building something in you that comfort never could. Consider David more closely, because his story holds a comfort for you. Long before he wore a crown, he was anointed in his father's house, and then instead of being lifted immediately to the throne, he was sent back to the fields, and then into a cave, and then into years of being hunted by a king who wanted him dead. If you had watched his life in those years, you would have said the anointing had failed, that the promise was a mistake. But I was not absent in the cave. I was forming a king there that a palace never could have formed. The waiting was not wasted. The opposition was not proof that I had forgotten him. It was the very furnace that made him able to carry what I had promised without being destroyed by it. So when your own elevation seems delayed, when the promise I placed in you seems slow to arrive, do not conclude that it was false. Conclude that I am still forming you, and that what I am building in the waiting is exactly what will let you carry the thing when it comes. And consider Moses, who spent 40 years on the far side of the wilderness before I ever spoke to him from the bush. The man who would confront an empire was first hidden, humbled, and stripped of the confidence he once had in his own strength. That stripping was not my rejection of him, it was my preparation of him, because the Moses who once tried to deliver by his own hand had to become the Moses who would deliver by leaning wholly on me. If your own confidence has been broken down in recent seasons, if you no longer trust your own strength the way you used to, do not despair over it. That may be the most important work I have done in you, because now, when the authority moves through you, you will know it was never your strength. It was always mine. When you feel the weight of it grow heavy, do not carry it alone. Turn to me. Let prayer become your refuge, not a performance but an honest conversation where you bring me the whole weight of it and ask for the wisdom to see beneath the surface of the conflict. Ask me for the discernment to know what deserves your response and what deserves only your silence. Not every accusation requires a defense. Some battles are mine to fight, and your part is simply to keep shining and leave the rest with me type. I hand the battle to God. Let me also give you the true tools for this journey, because they are not found in the earth or the stars. They are found in your connection to me. The first is prayer, which for you is not mere recitation but a living dialogue with me. Your prayers carry weight, my child. Never underestimate them. They are heard, they are answered, and they move things you cannot see. The second is my word, which steadies you when everything around you is shifting, and reminds you who you are when the world tries to tell you otherwise. The third is worship, the practice of lifting your eyes off the storm and onto me, which realigns your spirit and refills the very light you have been pouring out. The fourth is stillness, the quiet where the noise of the world fades and you can finally hear me clearly. And the fifth is community, the companionship of others who walk a path like yours, so that your light is strengthened rather than isolated. These are your tools, not charms, not signs in the sky, but a living relationship with the one who made you. Lean on these, and you will not run dry. Do not go looking for your power in objects or in the stars, my child, because it was never hidden there. The world will offer you 100 substitutes for a real relationship with me, 100 things to hold or consult or arrange, promising the protection and clarity that only I can give. But a stone cannot shield a soul, and the sky cannot direct a destiny. I made the stars. I do not take my orders from them, and neither should you. The authority in you does not come from anything you can hold in your hand. It comes from the one who holds you. So keep your trust where it belongs, in me, and you will never have to chase a counterfeit for the very thing you already carry. And when you feel yourself running low, do not push harder. Come closer. So many of my children respond to emptiness by striving more, giving more, pouring out what they no longer have until the light flickers and they wonder why. But a lamp does not refill itself by burning harder. It refills by returning to the oil. Your oil is my presence. Return to it often. Sit in the stillness before the demands of the day begin. Let worship lift your eyes off the weight. Open my word and let it steady you. This is not time taken away from your mission. It is the very thing that keeps your mission from consuming you. The ones who burn out are not the ones who gave too much. They are the ones who stopped coming back to be refilled. Let me pause here again gently, because the very refilling I am describing is what this message itself carries to the next weary soul. These words reach the chosen ones who have been pouring out until they nearly went dark, because someone before you chose to help keep this light moving instead of letting it stop with them. If your spirit is moved to help this word reach the next person who is running on empty and doubting the gift in them, you are welcome to sow a seed into this work through the link in the description below, or by scanning the code on your screen. No amount is asked, and no guilt belongs here. If this is not your season, keep your seed and simply come back to be refilled yourself, and know you remain fully mine. Give what your spirit confirms. You are now in a season where your alignment with me is producing real fruit. What you hold in faith, what you pray, what you focus your spirit on begins to take shape, not because of wishful thinking, but because your will is coming into agreement with mine. And when your desires line up with my purpose, things move. But understand where the focus of this season belongs. It is not mainly about material gain. Blessings may come, and I delight to provide for you. But the center of this season is your mission, the people I am sending you to serve, the healing I want to bring through you. Like the early disciples, I empowered to comfort the afflicted and provide for those in need. You are a vessel through which my grace flows outward, not only for yourself, but for your family, your community, and beyond. This season also calls for care with your words because they carry more than you realize. In my word it is written, the tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit. Proverbs 18:21. What you speak in faith has the power to shape what comes. So speak life, speak healing. Let the words that leave your mouth reflect my heart rather than your fear. Every prayer, every spoken word, every intention is a seed planted in the ground of your life and the lives around you. Tend that garden with care, and you will watch it grow into something that outlasts you. And begin with the words you speak over yourself, because that is the ground you tend most carelessly of all. You have spoken life over friends, over strangers, over people who never even thanked you, and then turned the same mouth against yourself in the privacy of your own thoughts, narrating defeat, rehearsing your fears, describing your own future in the language of someone who expects to lose. If your words carry the weight I say they carry, then the words you speak over your own life are seeds landing in your own soil. So stop cursing the very ground I am trying to bless in you. When you rise in the morning, do not recite your worries like a prayer to your fears. Declare what is true. You are chosen. Your light is real. What God placed in you cannot be revoked. Say it until your own soil believes it, because your soil is listening to your mouth more closely than to anyone else's. The tongue that heals others was never meant to wound the one who carries it. So extend to yourself the same compassion you so freely give to everyone else. Speak to your own soul the way I speak to you, with patience, with tenderness, with truth that lifts rather than truth that crushes. You would never say to a hurting friend the things you say to yourself in the dark. And that hurting one you have been so harsh with is a soul I love very much. Begin to steward your own inner voice as carefully as you steward your words to others, and watch how much lighter your whole life becomes when you stop being your own accuser type. I speak life over my life. As you move deeper into this season, you may notice doors opening that were shut for years, opportunities appearing that once felt impossibly far, favor meeting you in places you did not expect. This is not luck. It is the natural fruit of walking in alignment with what I placed in you, and with it will come a new kind of visibility. Your light will become harder to hide, and you will find yourself in places where you can shine more openly. Do not let that visibility feed your ego, and do not let it become the thing you live for. The world's applause is fleeting, and if you build your worth on it, you will always be at its mercy. Keep drawing your validation from me, not from the praise of people. Your calling does not depend on being recognized. It was true when no one saw it, and it will remain true no matter how many eventually do. And in all of it, let gratitude be your anchor. Gratitude keeps your heart soft and your purpose clear. It reminds you that everything you carry is a gift, given to you for a reason larger than yourself. A grateful heart does not grow proud, because it never forgets the giver. So as you rise, give thanks. As doors open, give thanks. As your light reaches further, give thanks, and let that gratitude keep you grounded in the truth that you are exactly where I meant for you to be. Before I bring you to the final word, let me give you one more reason to stay near this voice. In a message I am preparing, I will show you how to carry authority in a season of visibility without letting it harden into pride, so that when the elevation comes, it does not cost you the very tenderness that made you useful to me. If you want that word in your hands when you need it, follow along and keep this voice close, because I intend to keep speaking directly into the calling you are walking, not the doubts you are finally leaving behind. And let me settle one more fear about being seen, because it has kept you smaller than I made you. You have worried that if you let your light shine fully, people will think you are arrogant, that you are making it about yourself. So you have dimmed it preemptively, apologizing for your own brightness before anyone could accuse you of it. But hear the difference clearly. Arrogance says, "Look at me," your light says, "Look at what God can do." When you shine as I made you to shine, you are not exalting yourself. You are testifying to me. A lamp that refuses to give its light is not humble. It is simply a lamp failing to do the one thing it exists for. Do not confuse the fear of being seen with the virtue of humility. True humility is not hiding what I gave you. It is carrying it openly while never forgetting who gave it type. I receive this calling fully. There are 3 of my children hearing me right now who have spent years believing the light in them was too small to matter, who almost let doubt talk them out of their calling entirely. I want you to hear me before you go. You have not missed your moment. The fact that these words are stirring something in you is proof that the authority I placed in you is still alive, still waiting for you to walk in it. Do not let one more season pass believing you were ordinary. You were never ordinary, you were chosen. Now place your hand over your heart and declare this with me. I release the doubt that told me my light was too small. I release the false guilt that kept me from honoring my own boundaries. I release the need for the approval of people who were never meant to define me. I declare that the authority God placed in me is real, given on purpose, for a purpose, and cannot be revoked by envy, by opposition, or by my own fear. I am the light of the world, not by my own power, but by the one who lit me. I will shine without apology, steward what I carry with reverence, and walk in the calling written over my life before I was born. It is real, and I am ready. Type. I am who heaven called me. If this reached the place in you that has been carrying a light you were half afraid to shine, do not let the moment pass without doing something with it. Leave a word in the comments, not for performance, but because your own declaration matters, and because the next person scrolling past their own doubt needs to see that someone else stayed and believed. And send this to the one person whose light has been dimmed too long, the one who keeps shrinking to make others comfortable. They need to know that what they carry was placed there on purpose and cannot be taken. Type. I will not dim my light one more time, so it is settled quietly beneath everything else. This voice reaches the ones who have doubted the light in them only because others chose to carry it forward before you arrived. This work continues purely through the people who choose to keep it going, so do not give out of obligation. Give because this message met you at your point of need. Give because you want the next chosen one, still convinced their light was too small to matter, to hear what you heard tonight. Give because you want to take part in what heaven is doing in the quiet, unseen places. Whatever you are able to leave, however small, through the link in the description or the code on your screen, genuinely helps this word keep reaching them. And whether you give or simply stay, you remain fully mine. Give what your spirit confirms. Rest now, my child. You do not have to prove the authority I gave you. You do not have to earn the light I placed in you. It was mine to give, and I gave it to you on purpose, for a world that needs exactly the brilliance you carry. So walk forward without apology, shine without fear, steward it with a humble and grateful heart, and know that wherever you go, the one who lit you goes with you, and the light in you will never be overcome. Tomorrow, when the doubt tries to return, and it will try, remember this night. Remember that the authority in you was never yours to earn and never yours to lose, because it was given by the one who does not change his mind about his chosen. Remember that the weariness is not the end of your light, only a sign that you need to come and be filled. Remember that the envy of others is not a verdict on your worth, only a mirror they are not ready to look into. And remember that even on the days no one sees you, heaven does. And not one moment of your faithful shining is ever wasted. You are the light of the world. You always were. And I placed that light in you on purpose, for such a time as this. I am not finished working through you. In fact, I am only just beginning. Amen.